What's in your mind for you and for I? I'm trying to decide from the look in your eyes, I mean besides, but your feelings inside you, I'm missing on my mind.
You're listening to Inside the RV. This is episode 47, a podcast about entrepreneurship, work ethic, self-development, and becoming the best version of yourself. You're joined by your two lovely, oh so gracious, modest hosts. I'm one of them, Jacob Moore.
I'm the other, Ryan Ramirez.
Jacob Moore and Ryan Ramirez. Together, we are a dynamic duo. What? A duo? I sound like I'm in Australia.
We do it all.
Yeah, we do it all. I was going to say a duo and a team of an artist. Ryan's the artist, and I'm the manager of his career and mine. And we are trying to be successful in the music industry. We're going to tell you things that we learn in our journey. I want to put this out there and tell people, because I feel like I've had some people talk some shit to me. I'm not out here to tell you what to do. I'm not out here to tell you that I'm right about everything. I'm not here to tell you how to market your song. I'm not here to tell you what your image should be. I'm simply explaining the things that I've learned as an entrepreneur who is trying to break an independent artist. I've never achieved success with a music artist. I went to school and got a business degree. I consider myself a skilled, I do consider myself an intelligent and confident businessman, and I know that Ryan is an intelligent and confident artist. So as we traverse the music industry and we're trying to become successful, we're just sharing things that we have experienced, okay? I'm not here to tell you how to do it. I'm telling you the things I've been through, and guess what? I might come back 6 months from now and say, hey guys, remember how I told you I learned that thing 6 months ago? Turns out I was wrong and I learned a different thing. Not here to tell you how to market your music. Not here to tell you that I know everything I'm talking about. Just fucking telling you what I've learned. Okay?
Yeah, I feel like overall this is just like a documentation of like ways of thinking throughout the process to get to the end goal.
Exactly.
We're just showcasing like how we think things should be or are, and then things might change along the way based on what we learned, you know?
Exactly. So, take that. And if anyone thinks I'm out here trying to tell everyone what to do, you can go fuck yourself, because I'm not, and I just explained that I'm not. But here's one thing that I will explain to you guys. I have learned over the past, I would say 2 to 3 weeks more than ever, this has been more important to me than ever, because I think there's a lot of reoccurring themes in this podcast, a lot of things that we touch on repeatedly, and we kind of just dissect them and interpret them and spew them out in different ways, which is cool. That's the point of having an open-ended and open-minded discussion, and we're totally open-minded, just trying to figure out what we can do to be better people and achieve more success. Okay. Excuse me. One thing that I have learned that is more important now than ever is that you need to eliminate as many distractions as possible on your path to success. I'm going to give you guys an example, okay? Past like 6 months of my life have honestly been filled with so many fucking ups and downs, more than ever. And I'm sure you can say the same, because we've been through a lot of it together with music and all this shit. Okay? I was fucking getting high every day, all the time, running away from my responsibilities. His name would pop up on my phone to call me, and I felt like he was my boss, and I was like, fuck, dude, Ryan's calling me. Oh, shit, man, like, I don't know, whatever. And then, like, I would feel that same way when we would talk to Styx, our creative director and choreographer. And I realized that, and then guess what? At that same time, I'm feeling that dread and that anxiety. Number one, that was happening because I wasn't keeping the promises I was making to myself. 2, I knew there were things happening in my life that I needed to do. I knew there were things I needed to accomplish, and I wasn't doing them. 3, I knew there was discipline that I needed to have that I didn't have, okay? And also, at that same time I was feeling all that, and I knew all these things, there's a million things in my head, I also felt like mad FOMO, fear of missing out, if my friends went out to drink and I wasn't a part of it. Or yo, this girl wants to hang, and like we're all gonna get high. I go to the beach and do. Okay, I got to be a part of it. Or we're gonna hang with these people. Okay, I got to be cool. I got to impress them. Like I got to go out. I got to go to the party. Whatever. All of those. For that last example, I want to touch on that. I'm not talking about the original 3 things. For that last example, I was saying that FOMO. All of those things were distractions. Those were all distractions to get me away from really hitting those first 3 things: lack of discipline, lack of accomplishing goals, lack of confidence, whatever, the dread when Ryan and Styx would call me. That, me feeling that FOMO and wanting to go out, that was just me, finding a distraction to get away from all that shit. And I realized that part of the reason I felt all that dread and anxiety was because I had put so much pressure on myself to go like hang out with these people and go do this and go do that. And oh, well, you know, I'm really dedicated to the music industry, but like, what if I could go do this side hustle and start this business and do this? There were a million fucking distractions in my life. Okay. And literally over the past like 3 weeks, my last camping trip totally like, I'm telling you guys, everybody should go camping every couple months or couple weeks because it'll totally refresh your brain. Came back from Mammoth and I just had this like totally refreshed mindset, and I realized that I had a lot of distractions, and a lot of them were self-induced. All of them were, because as free people living in America, we get to make the decisions that we want, you know, and I'm one of those people. I'm making the decisions. So I got myself into all these relationships where we would party. I got myself into, you know, all of these trips and things I had planned, and I realized I was giving myself my own distractions. So over the last couple weeks, I realized, how can I just eliminate as many fucking things as possible that are dragging me down? Okay, 3 weeks ago, I stopped smoking weed. About a week or two ago, I made a pact that I would drink less. 2 times I drank since then. I had a beer both times, and I just didn't like it. It made me feel like shit the next day. Gave me a stomach ache. I hated it. Every time I got high once, I think twice, when I told myself I wasn't gonna. Both times it was fucking terrible. Do you know what those experiences did for me, Ryan? They only reaffirmed that those distractions that I was seeking were doing horrible to me. Okay? And I had to go through all that fucking bullshit to realize that. And I've gotten a lot better at not answering text messages. Not responding to DMs that I feel are distracting. Doesn't mean I'm better than anyone. Just means I'm trying to become a better version of myself.
Yeah.
Okay. And the biggest thing that I want to say is that from eliminating all these distractions, my focus, my ambition, my dick is rock hard to be successful in music. I'm like ready to go. I feel better than ever. You know what I'm saying? And I feel more dedicated. And so eliminating all those distractions, even though I felt like I needed them, was actually like one of the best fucking things I've done. Now, does that mean I'm never going to have a beer again? Does that mean I'm never going to go out with my friends again? No. But I've learned to be able to identify a distraction that's weighing me down.
Yeah, I feel like the higher up you go, and we're still like just getting started too. Like, I'm not saying we're high up and shit, whatever. But I'm realizing like the higher you climb, the more you're self-aware of the things that are bringing you down, or are mentally draining you, or are creating obstacles in your life. And like your radar for that becomes stronger as the more you work on shit.
Yes.
I've realized that. So even like same for me, like if I have a beer, I'll throw it in here and there, but I know the next day I'm not going to feel 100 based off that. But you kind of, you know, obviously pick and feel whatever you're doing the next day. But yeah, like I said, like you just become more sensitive to things that drain your energy or things that like lift you up. And I feel like, you know, the higher up you go, kind of like the more selfish you have to be with your energy. Because you could do things like that are destructive. We all do it. I do it too. I still do it so sometimes. And it's like, but that's going to ultimately create an obstacle for yourself that you have to make that decision. Like, do I want that obstacle and make it harder for myself, or should I just be disciplined and not do it and then make it easier for myself? I feel like it's always just a decision, like a day-by-day decision and choice you got to make for those certain things.
Yeah.
And we all do it. Like, we all do it. Like, every day I struggle with that shit too. Even if it's just going on my phone in between things, you know, like TikTok or whatever. That's another thing. It's like, you know, it's just identifying those things and working to get better at them.
Yeah. Now look, if you're the guy who at night you can go home and have a beer and that relaxes you and you feel good about it and it doesn't fuck up your you know, consistency and your ability to perform, have that beer, dude. That's you. I'm not talking about you right now. Well, I just was. But in the, you know, greater part of the conversation, I'm talking about Jacob Moore.
Yeah.
What works for Jacob Moore? I'm telling you guys what I found out works for me. I've got friends who can get high as fuck from the minute they wake up till the end of the day, and they're productive. They make a lot of money. They do great deals, that whatever. Hey, man, good for you. That doesn't work for Jacob Moore.
Yeah.
But, dude, if that's helping you succeed, I'm going to dap you up and say, keep killing it.
Yeah.
You know? But if you are that person, I want you to ask yourself, if I'm performing so well under these current conditions, what could I add or eliminate that'll help me perform even better? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like one of those self-assessment things where, you know, what, like now, you know, I've woken up early every single day since my camping trip, which was 3 weeks ago. Prior to that, I would wake up at 10 one day, wake up at 2 another day. And to the people who want to say like, oh, you fucking lazy bum, you're sleeping in and stuff. Yes, I'm a lazy fucking bum. I'll admit that. But also, I've been self-employed since I graduated college, and I'm still self-employed, like, for my day job. So I did have the leniency, which I used to my advantage in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I wasn't just sitting on the couch with no job, just fucking off all day.
Yeah.
But I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
But
at the end of the day, it comes down to like being self-aware and having honesty with yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest part for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's still hard for me sometimes, you know what I mean? It's hard for all of us, but I think that's just the truth of it. Like, the more honest you can get with yourself, the more you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I didn't keep those promises to myself. In the smallest details too, the better you're gonna be and the more successful you'll become. I've realized that. And it's a lot of times it hurts. Like, it hurts to look at yourself and say, like, I messed up this past week. Like, I was working at 60 and now I should have been at 100. You know what I mean? But I've learned not to get discouraged of myself and down on myself about it if that happens, but to look at it and say I have to and will improve off of that. But not get discouraged to where I'm like, I suck, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm not meant to do this, because I used to do that too. I'd be like, oh, like, I wasn't killing it and now I'm discouraged and whatever, and these other people are. But I think you got to use that as fuel to motivate yourself to go harder. And I feel like it is healthy to make comparison to other people too. Like, we have friends that like who are just like killing it on another level and stuff like that. And it's like, before I used to be like, oh, like I'm not there. But now I'm like, I'm fueled by that, and I'm like, I want to become that. Yeah. You know? So I kind of got off on a tangent, but it was all relative.
In that same way, like you just said, yeah, we have friends that get up at 5 a.m. That go out and make that fucking dough, that go out and they're killing this, they're killing whatever. You know, I am okay with comparing myself to them because I know one thing. They're a human being just like me who gets lazy, who gets tired, who gets unmotivated, who feels sad, who feels happy, all these things. That's the biggest thing I've come to realize, bro. Like, and like, I'm not talking like me and Ryan have met like mad A-list celebrities and all these things, but like, we have met a good amount of people who we believe have achieved good success. I would say other people who have met them can say these people are successful people. And, you know, I'm realizing like, wow, if this friend is uber successful, but they tell me, oh, dude, I get tired all the time too, bro. It's hard for me to wake up in the morning. I have horrible days. Like, when you start hearing that from people that are successful, it makes you realize, damn, we're all dealing with the same thing. And you told me something, Ryan, a long time ago. You said, oh, God, I don't know who told this to you. Maybe you can recall, but you told me you were like, everybody's tired. Was it Adam Ivy?
It might have been him. It could have been.
Yeah, it sounds like something he would say.
Everybody's tired.
Yeah, no, but it's the truth. Like, everybody's tired in the morning. Everybody feels like shit getting out of bed. Everybody gets unmotivated. So I saw that commonality and I was like, dude, we're all the same spirit. You know what I mean? We're all human beings. It's just that these people have developed, and I want to emphasize the word developed, because it takes a lot of time and experience and a lot of bullshit and a lot of great things to develop a mindset that makes you move forward and continually progress.
It's definitely a muscle to build.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
That discipline's a muscle for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I take it away.
No, that was it. Yeah, it's definitely a muscle. And another thing I wanted to bring up with that is like, it's a muscle, but another tool that is very goes hand in hand with that and makes things easier is momentum.
Uncle Mo, baby.
Uncle Mo, baby.
Mo. M-O. Mo.
Because shit's hard, like, when you're first trying to get the ball rolling like that in that way. But, like, you know this, too. It's like, if you go in a week or 2 weeks and you're fucking killing it, like, every day, it's kind of easier to, like, to work at that level. Because you kind of created a habit with it. But then you kind of let 4 days, like, kind of derail you. And now you got to kind of work a little harder to get back on there. So, yeah, that momentum I feel like is a fun tool to play with. if you know how to use it. And for me, the momentum that matters most is the morning.
Yes.
Because if I'm rolling in the morning and on it right away, it sets the tone for my whole day. And for some reason, it makes things easier to do the rest of the day. But like this past week, I was getting a new car. And a lot of that stuff was in the morning, midday. So it was messing up my routine. And it was making it way harder for me to like be productive in the areas that I like in music and stuff. Because my mornings were gone. And I would get home from the dealership and be like, I'm tired, like I'm lazy, like you know what I'm saying? So I feel like use that morning momentum to your advantage, you know, have your coffee or whatever and just like get on it right away, right when you wake up. Don't go on your phone, and it's like it works magic.
Dude, that's true. That don't go on your phone in the morning.
Yeah.
Like I think I'll say, like, if that's what gets you up in the morning, like you want to sit and scroll for 5 minutes, cool. Like what works for you is what works for you. That's cool. But once again, if it's a distraction, you should eliminate that. Now here is the ultimate distraction. Some people may disagree with this. Thinking. Thinking is a big, big distraction.
Yeah.
Because, well, a particular type of thinking. When you are thinking about something in a way that will not affect it, that is a distraction in my opinion. So for example, and I think that leads to stress and anxiety and all this other stuff. For example, if you have an event coming up, for example, Ryan's performing at the OC Fair. Can I tell them?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Ryan's performing at the OC Fair at the Hangar, which is the biggest stage they have there, I believe.
I think so.
And it's like an indoor-outdoor type thing. And we're just really excited about that. That's a cool thing. He's got 4 dancers who are just unbelievable.
Yeah.
What are their names again?
Maria, Jordan, Eric, and Diana.
Dude.
Yeah.
They're killing it. I thought it was Luciano.
That's like a stage name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I call him Eric, though. His name's Eric.
Oh, okay. So when you said that, I was like, wait, did Luciano?
Yeah,
Because he kills it. Yeah, they all
dope.
kill it, man. They're dope. But yeah, really, really excited about that. August 5th at 1:30. Buy your tickets. It's 2 weeks from yesterday. So let's say Ryan's got this event coming up on August 5th. Oh my God, he's going to play on the biggest stage, whatever. If he sits here and thinks like that, he says, oh shoot, okay, I got this thing on August 5th. Okay, now what if we did this? What if I wore this? Okay, well, what if I slip? What if there's no like hot Latinas in the crowd while I'm dancing to Love Language? Yeah. Like, dude, that is just thinking in a way that is going to change nothing. Now, if Ryan said, okay, what are 3 things I can do today that are going to make my performance 10 times better? And he wrote them down and acted upon them. That's great thinking. It's not distracting thinking. So, dude, your brain is such a fucking amazing tool.
Yeah.
But when it works against you, it drives you into the ground, bro. It's crazy. So I just want to say, try to eliminate distracting thinking. If you find yourself having arguments with people in your head, like I argue with Ryan in my head 6 times a day while I'm driving. I'm like, this motherfucker right here, you know, like
the strategy.
I'm like, no, you're fuck your social media strategy, bro. Like, you know, but like that's the type of stuff. If it's not gonna really change anything at all, that's distracting thinking.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. I think good thinking goes hand in hand with action.
Okay.
I think that because when you take action, you build confidence in yourself as you're doing it because you're doing it. And keep it promises to yourself. And usually when you're feeling good, your thinking is good. Like your thinking is on point.
Okay.
And kind of catapults from there. If you're in a bad mood or you're like down on yourself, your thinking spirals downward. Because I feel like you're always thinking. Like you can't get away from that. We're humans. Like our mind is always running, but you can use it for you or against you. And in my experience, what I've learned and what we both learned is like action makes you feel good. Yeah. And so if you're feeling good, then you're thinking good thoughts. Yeah. And you're thinking good thoughts, you're thinking clearly, and you're making better moves from that. So again, stems from the action. I feel like if you just sit down and like write down what you have to do and do it, good results happen from that. You feel good, you think good, and you feel good.
I agree, bro.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, social media is an absolute distraction. Can be, but it's
part of winning now, though.
Yeah.
It's part of everything, you know.
Yeah, I agree. It's just so that's another like fine line you have to ride, right? Yeah. It's like, so how can I use a tool in a great way, but not let it be a distraction to me.
Yeah.
Because it can be easy for me to be like, I'm going to go look at a bunch of other upcoming artists like on Instagram and try to compare them to Ryan and see like what are some things I notice, like things we could be doing better, whatever. The next thing I know, I'm watching like a bunch of reels and shit about like a girl riding a donkey, like, just stupid.
Yeah.
So when you have a great tool at your disposal that can turn into a distraction, that's where discipline comes in. Okay. That's where that discipline mindset of, hey, I have an objective, I want to achieve it, I'm stronger than my mind or my will to be distracted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like what you just said, stronger than your mind. When you're stronger than your mind, it's a whole nother experience.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother experience. Like, it's fucking awesome. Like, that's like, to me, that's like the definition of confidence. If you can override your mind, you know what I mean? Because your mind can override you, and I think that's where like depression and all that stuff comes in, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy.
Well, that's all I got, bro.
That's all I got.
Anything else? All right, people. Episode 47. Listen.
Short and sweet, baby.
Paging all insiders. Listen, guys. Ryan is playing at the Orange County Fair at the Hangar, which is an awesome stage with him and his dance crew. They got a full set. It's going to be badass. They've been practicing their asses off. It's going to be at 1:30 on August 5th. Read all about it. Read all about it. Ryan Ramirez at the OC Fair, August 5th, 2021 at 1:30 p.m. He will also be performing August 12th at 4 p.m. On the Meadows stage, which is, I think, on the west side of the Orange County Fair, on a bit of a smaller stage, but it's where all the food is.
Yeah.
So those are two things we're really looking forward to. If you're local to Orange County, buy a ticket. I think it's $12 or $14 for a ticket to
just to get in the fair.
Yeah. You don't have to buy a ticket to the show. It's included with the fair. So we're really excited about that.
And the tickets are online only this year.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
so make sure
you can't buy them at the door.
Yeah.
So make sure you buy them. So we're really excited about that, man. You guys can keep up with more stuff about the Orange County Fair. We're going to be posting a ton about it and keeping you updated on Ryan's Instagram, at Ryan Ramirez Official. Mine is at JACXBMore. Peace out.
What's in your mind for you and for I? I'm trying to decide from the look in your eyes, yeah. I mean besides, but your feelings inside you. I'm missing on my mind and my spirit, babe.